time that I had the opportunity to interview Buhari was 2017. At that time, things had started going bad. And I had requested to interview him before coming to New York through Femi Adesina. They had agreed. We all went there together. Rudolf, no, be so, ne, you were inside the room. We waited almost 4 hours before them. First of all, before he even came out, the chief of staff called me to his hotel room. Remember that time? Abba Kyari accused me of lying, that I shouldn't. He called me into his room. He said I shouldn't even be here, and that he should just tell them to pack me out, carry me out right now, and collect my press pass, because they found out that I lied. I actually work for Sahara, and then I lied and said that I'm working for the Nation newspaper, and that I wanted to interview Buhari. And he went on and on for almost 10 minutes, upset, just saying all kinds of trash about me. I just sat there. I was just watching this smile. I was like, my father, you don't need to trouble yourself like this. After he was done, I said, sir, you could have saved yourself time and effort if you had just asked me, did you lie about who you are? I said, yes, sir. These are the messages that I sent to Femi Adesina, that I want to interview Buhari for Sahara TV and for the Nation newspaper. And I showed him all those messages. I said, why do you think I would lie? People see my face out there, like I'm doing the show on Sahara TV at the time. I'm like, so why would I now lie about who I am? I didn't. Yeah. So then the man felt small. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, elderly people don't know how to say they are sorry. So he didn't know how to say that he was sorry, he was wrong. He just said, oh, okay. So the error is on our part. We'll take it up with Femi Adesina, this is that. He was saying all those. I wanted to say, sir, this is the time that you say I'm sorry with everything that I said. I wanted to say that so bad, like, sir, what about I'm sorry, because you are yet to say that, because you accused me of all kinds of things. So anyways, he said, you can go. You will be part of the press conference, this is that. When I got to his door, Rudolf, there were two guys by his door. As I walked out, they were like, Esa, are we not chasing her anymore? Are we not? I didn't know they had given them the order. These people, they were looking for the slightest reason to prevent me from interviewing Buhari. And so they were shocked when the man was like, no, it was. And because I looked back, I'm like, what is happening here? It was later that I put two and two together. He had ordered them to carry me out. And then we proceeded to wait for, I think, almost 4 hours before Buhari came out. Remember? I came all the way from New Jersey, got to the UN by 7 a.m. during the UN conference. You know how hard it is to travel when they're having the UN event. Excuse me. So that means I left my house like 4:30 in the morning. I was already upset that the man was late to his own event. You were the one that gave us time. The least you could do is respect us. Even though we are journalists, respect us, we are human beings. And when he proceeded to show up, he started reading this speech for like 15 minutes about the things he has done at the UN, which made me even more upset. So I was already boiling inside. I'm like, we followed you all week. We knew what you did. And then at the end of his speech, Oga Femi Adesina said, now the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the president will leave. He will take pictures with the press and leave. The Minister of Foreign Affairs will be here at 3 p.m. Come back for questions at 3 p.m. with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. You know, Rudolf, they promised us exclusive interview. And then we got there, they said it's no longer exclusive, it would be press conference. That also, like, strike number 3, they had 3 strikes with me that day. I've had enough. And so when Boda Femi said we are taking photos, I said, Esa, we're not taking any photos. We are here to ask the president questions. And he's supposed to answer. It's called a press conference. We're supposed to ask him questions. He's supposed to answer. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is not the president. You remember what happened that day? Mm-hmm. All the governors in the room and the ministers in the room, everybody were like, who is that? And stuff like that. And I was shocked that the other journalists in the room were pulling me, pushing me, telling me, Adeola, shut up. And I'm like, why? I came here to interview the president. I came here for press conference. It's not happening. Why am I taking photos? Take photos with somebody that I did not get to interview. And then they will now go and post that picture and say, after meeting with the press, pictures. You know how they do it now? Propaganda. I said, no, but we are not taking any photos. So I was really shocked that my fellow journalists were pushing me, pulling me. And then you remember what happened when they were like, who is that? I said, it's me. And we are recording everything that is happening. it doesn't look good on the president if he doesn't take questions, because we will release these videos that you are refusing to take questions. And you remember what happened that day? Please correct me if I'm wrong, like you always say, or correct me if I'm right. The Minister of Foreign, they all put heads together doing their short meeting. And then the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, I guess the president can take some questions. I was like, what the heck? Who is the president? Now you be president. Why are you the one saying the president can take questions? But I didn't say that out loud. But I wanted to, so bad. Anyways, suddenly they said Buhari would take some questions. And they only picked you and Osasu, right? They only picked 2 people. And I was very happy because I knew I would ask my own question by fire, by force, whether they like it or not. You went, you asked your question. Osasu went, she asked a question. And then I didn't raise my hand though. I said, Mr. President, people have been lying about you. And you remember what Buhari said? He said, what are they saying? He didn't know he had called on my name to ask my question. I said, they're lying, that you're not really the one in charge. That is your nephew, Mamandora, that is in charge. And he started talking about how, no, he's the one in charge. He's the one that campaigned. He's the one that did. He didn't know he had already what? Answered number 1 question. And then they finished that. They said, no more question, no more question. Now pictures. I said, let everybody go. I want to take pictures with my Sahara people, because I knew I would have the chance to be next to him to ask my second question. And I said to Sammy, please keep rolling the camera, whatever you do. And so after that, when everybody had taken pictures and we got next to him and we all smiled, we took pictures, I turned to him, I said, Mr. President, you promised you will bring back the Chibo girls. Exactly what is it that is delaying this? What are you doing really? And the man looked at me, because I didn't ask it as a question. It was just a conversation. And he looked at me, he started talking, started explaining. And then the governor of Zamfara was like, Adeola, you this girl, your wahala is too much. And I turned to him that day, I said, Esa, the president is talking to me. You want me to ignore him? That is very disrespectful. And I turned back to the president. I said, Esa, you were saying. And Buhari looked at me, he looked at me. He didn't know what to say. And then he continued what he was saying. And I remember the governor of Zamfara, I think that was the former governor of Zamfara. The man was shocked. I don't know, maybe a woman has never talked to him or anything. But I just found it. I'm talking to the president. What is your own? Why do you need to come and be asking me, telling me my wahala is too much? Maybe we're having a conversation. Excuse me. So that was the second time that I've had the opportunity. It wasn't really an interview because they didn't grant an interview. It was a press conference. But if I had the opportunity to interview him today, I'd gladly do it.